Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm here with a very special guest. You may know him as the boyfriend. This is Kalidas, and I thought it would be really fun to bring him on this morning and talk about what he did last night to one, face his fears, two, to create engagement for himself and his business, and three, generate sales. So we're going to talk about it because I think it's important, especially for all of you that are still struggling in this area. I want to make sure that we talk about it. You're going to find inspiration in his story. And I thought it'd be fun to put him on the spot a little bit today, just like I did last night. So happy Monday, everybody. Let me come to the chat and say hi. I can see that Susie's here. Good morning, Susie. Hey, Mandy Lee. Good morning. I can see the team is here. Hey, Sierra. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, everybody. All right, so let's go back a little bit and let's tell them a little bit of the history behind you starting the business. Okay, so tell them, let me think. You have this long-term goal of being a public speaker, right?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Don't call me ma'am on camera.
It's just a habit.
Okay.
It's a
so this long-term goal is to become a public speaker. In what way? Tell them what way you want to do that.
Just inspiration, motivation, letting people know that you can overcome whatever circumstances that you need to overcome, just by thinking positive first and foremost, believing that you can. That's the number one thing I believe.
Okay. So I thought we've got to build the audience, right? Y'all know that that's the number one thing that we have to do is build an audience. And I thought, what would be really cool is if we built an audience with some motivational apparel. I mean, that's my jam, right? Like I'm all about the products. And so let's put some inspiration and motivation on some products. So in September, he launched his very first drop of his collection for his apparel brand called Born to Win. You can kind of see it on there, right?
Yes.
Tell them about the launch that you did in September.
Well, the launch, it was in September. It was before then. It's Born to Win has been something that I've been working on for a long time. I had a different font, things like that. But Sarah, helped me in a lot of ways and redirect and rebrand and just gave me a different perspective on it, so that people could basically, understand where I'm coming from and see the point in the perspective of where I'm coming from.
So you had this brand in your mind for a long time, and then we met about a year and a half ago, and you showed me your designs at one point, and I thought, you know what, we need to do this in a way. There were some things on your branding, and we're talking about branding because we're talking about that in Launch Your Box right now, but there were some things on the branding that I didn't think fit his brand. And so we just stripped it down and made it very simple. We also gave it kind of an urban look. It's got that distressed look to it. And that's really the goal. And then show them the back of this, because that's really what.
So I need to stand
up. You can stand up. Yeah.
Can you see me?
No, walk away a little bit. Yep. Okay, right there. So all of his designs are on the backs and then he's got his logo on the front. Okay, you can come back. So what we did in September is we started to tease it out. So I want you to think about your own launches. So what I want you to do, and it's the same that I had him do. Like I'm his personal business coach at this point, right?
Absolutely.
And so I said, we've got to tease it out. We've got to prepare them that it's coming. We have to build some anticipation. We have to build some excitement. And so we started to tease it out for several weeks before the launch date. So I had him set a launch date. That was September 17th. Yeah. And we started teasing out that something was coming. His brand new apparel line was coming and all of this was happening. And then on the launch date, He launched it out, emails, posts, videos, all those things. And he dropped the first collection. It had 5 designs in it. And it went really well. It went really well, the first drop. And so he continued on. He's got his personal business coach right here. He was making TikToks. He was doing short video. And then he started to do some video speaking. I'm like, you really need to go live. And you're like, I'm not really ready for that. Let me try pre-recorded videos first. So let me get a show of hands in the chat. Who has not gone live yet? Like, just give me the little hand emoji in the chat. Let me know who has not gone live yet. So I kept pushing him to go live, but he said, no, let me do it my way. Let me figure this out. And so I just let him do his thing. And he started to post some pre-recorded videos. He would sit outside or sit in the car. He'd do a video talking, and he started to slowly get his videos out there. He was making product videos. He was making speaking videos. And so he was trying to build that know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so then here comes the new year, and here comes some new product drops. Now, sales were kind of slow for the new product drop. We dropped some new products, and he was doing video, he was doing post, all those things, but sales weren't coming in. And I just looked at him this weekend, and I said, you got to go live. And he was like, I don't know. I was like, you got to go live. Let's go live. And you were like, okay, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so then I told him all weekend, you're going to go live this weekend. You're going to go, I'm going to help you. You're going to go live. And the days were ticking by, the time was ticking by. And yesterday I said, you ready to go live? And what'd you say to me?
I guess.
No, you said no. You said no. I'm not.
Right.
But look at all these people in the chat that have never gone live, right? So this is the importance of this story, is that there are people like you all the time that are just terrified to go live for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
Tell me in the chat why you don't want to go live, why you haven't gone live. So I said, you ready to go live? He was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, get ready then. And so I start to go get the camera stand set up. And he had gotten in all of his samples for the new product line. I'm like, let's do an unboxing. It'll be super easy. And he's like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, just show them the stuff. You don't have to overthink this. And I think that is, and this is right, Tammy, this is how he was feeling too. I don't know what to say or how to start, right? Amanda says it's that awkward silence of not knowing what to say. Yeah. And Sierra says the fear of no one showing up. These were all things, scared I will talk fast, stumble on my words, and look like a fool. Right. These were all things that you were telling me, right? Absolutely. So he's feeling the exact same way that all of you are feeling. Randy says, my memory's too bad. I forget how to talk and make sense. Stumbling over my words, fear of being judged and criticized. And so Chantel, his audience is over 5,000. So he has about 5,000 followers now, a little over that. And so we were just going to try it. Right. And this is a huge fear for everyone. And I told him, I said, this is the first time you're going live. There may not be anyone there. And I need you to keep talking as if someone is watching. That's the most important thing. Okay. And so if no one shows up, that's fine. But this video is going to be replayed over and over and over again. So he said, do I wait for people to show up? I'm like, no, because if you wait around for people to show up on the replay, there's going to be a lag and people are going to scroll on past you. You've got to just start talking and just jump into it. Start with your hook. What are you going to do today? And then let's just get into it. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. And so, so talk to myself. Absolutely. And I was there behind the camera just as moral support. And I asked him later, I said, was that nerve-wracking, me being there behind the camera?
Well, yeah, a little bit. It's because you do this all the time. And it's outside my norm, but I'm not afraid to talk because we talk all the time, especially not on camera, but just a lot of things that the people were saying, the fear of no one showing up, or just so many different emotions and feelings because nobody want to feel rejected. which
Right.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I understand it's more about like basically facing my fears and being able to step outside of that comfort zone and allow the camera to be invisible. Once I get to that point, you know, the people gonna feel how they want to feel. It's okay. You know, some people gonna like it, some people not. So, you know, it's just about, it's personal and about accomplishing those goals and facing my fears, you know, and overcoming. And every time I've done that in my life in various different situations, it's turned out to be, you know, one of the greatest things that I could have possibly done. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful to have a wonderful business coach right here.
Okay, so let's take them back to going live.
Okay.
So, so I get you a description. I put your shop link in your live. We set the camera up, but get you all staged, and I'm like, all right, you ready? You're like, okay, let's do it, right?
Right.
And so we hit the go live, and you just start talking. You're just like, and I said, just start talking. Tell them what you're doing. Show the product. That's the best thing you can do, is have product with you, because then it's not like you're doing something. You're not just standing there, you know, feeling very vulnerable because you just have to talk, but you're actually showing the product. And so you start talking and you start to stumble over your words a little bit.
I did.
And you start taking stuff out of the box. And I think you're flustered because you can't see that you have all the stuff. Like, you think you're missing the stuff, but it's actually there.
Right.
And so you had to tell yourself, and you said it out loud too.
I did.
You said,
I did.
All right, calm down. Let me reset. Because you were so kind of flustered in the moment.
Overthinking.
Yeah. And you know what what people were saying in the chat? People were showing up. He had 13 people live with him last night, and they were like, you got this. They were cheering him on. They could feel his nervousness. He told himself, like, okay, hang on. Let me get out of my head. That's what you said, right?
Right.
Let me get out of my head and start over. And then you just started to talk, and you told a story that related to the product you were showing. And then you were drawing people in with that story. And here's what happened. I'm going to tell you the results of this, okay? Because I haven't told you this yet.
Okay.
But I was looking through your social media this morning, trying to get some stats, because I want this to be relatable for all the people in the chat here. He's been recording videos and posting them. He's been making product videos and posting them. I went through his videos for the last week, and let me tell you what his views have been on his videos for the last 5 days. 207, 721, 294, 400, and 595. So in the last 5 days, he's had a few hundred plays on your videos, your pre-recorded videos, okay? And less than 12 hours after you're live, you have 1,700 plays on your live in less than 12 hours. I need y'all to understand the power of live video. It's so much different than pre-recorded video. And if you're still telling yourself that you can't do it, or you're too scared, or you don't know what to say, I want you to take some courage from Kalidas and just do it anyway. And maybe you need someone like the Sarah sitting there encouraging you, saying, are you ready to go live? Maybe you need that friend to push you to do it because you didn't want to do it.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't. I was relaxed Sunday watching football. I really didn't, but I knew it was the best thing for me. And so I just, like, who was that in the group? Whitney and Andrea. Just do what Sarah says. They made you should do what Sarah says. So I just do what she says.
Okay, here's what else happened. So on the 1,700 views, he had 175 likes on the post, and he had 59 comments. Y'all know how much juice that gives you in the algorithm. And here's what you don't know. You made 4 sales last night.
Oh, wow.
You made 4 sales by going live for less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was the first live. It was the first time. You stumbled through your words. You were stressed out a little bit. You were just overthinking it a little bit,
Right.
but you pushed through it. And I'm super proud of you. And these stats are what I'm trying to tell you about going live, is that it benefits you in so many different ways. He got 1,700 plays. He got 175 likes. He got 59 comments, and that generated 4 sales of his brand new product line. That's been pretty slow for him since he launched it. And that's all we need to do. We have to get our product out there for people to see it. The 200 views on the short video, hardly anyone saw that. The 400 views, the 294, people aren't seeing our stuff.
Right.
And the minute you went live, it changed your algorithm. It changed the viewership of what you were doing. People got to see you raw and real.
Right.
They're connecting with you, and you were talking about facing your fears. And 3 out of the 4 sales were face your fears last night.
Right.
And so that's what I want to share with you today. Tell me how you're feeling today after having done that last night.
Well, I'm still kind of camera shy a little bit, but at the same time, I know that, I just got to trust the process. I also have a shirt that says that trust the process, and I'm just trusting the process. And I realize that the more I do it, the better I get. And I'm looking forward to just, overcoming that so that I don't overthink or stumble over my words or, just get stuck in these moments. But I'm excited about it, because it's something that I've had to continually do over and over in my life, whether if it was starting a new job or feeling overwhelmed, these type of feelings. And when I get down the road a few months, it was like, yeah, I'm rocking it now. And that's what I'm going to do with this. Point blank, period. Yeah. We born to win. That's how we come, and that's what we do. For real.
So when are we going live again?
Today.
You're going to go live today. Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
He's going to go live today. He's making a commitment. And here's the thing. I will share his page with all of you when we get done here. And I'll also share his website with you. I'll put it in a post and pin it to the top of this so you can find him. I wanted to bring him on with me today because I know some of you are feeling this way. You have 3 people show up on a live. You have 13 people show up on a live, and you feel like, okay, I'm failing, but you're just getting started, right? What if every time you went live, you made 4 sales? You'd do it every day, wouldn't you? Absolutely. Oh. And so he's building that connection factor with his audience. And that's so important. They can see the perfectly curated picture of, us somewhere, or you dressed really nicely, or whatever that is. But when you're seeing the raw, real, vulnerable person that's live on camera, and, we talked about it up here, like all the fears that people had, fear of being judged and criticized. That was one of my biggest fears when I was going live. Scared I'm going to talk too fast, stumble over my words. Nikki, do you know how many times I do that when I'm live? And y'all, we just laugh together. That's just who I am. Some days I'll be like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I got to slow down. Like I'm talking too fast and I'm not even making sense. But that's the real me. That's the raw me. And so when you think about just this awkward silence, did you feel like you had awkward silence when you were talking last night?
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing for me, because Sarah, I can talk for days about but it's just, seeing myself from a different perspective, and it's it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's worth it. It's worth it, and I believe that.
So talk to Tammy on what to say and how to start.
You just talk about whatever it is that you're promoting and just be authentically you.
So his hook, let me put this in business coach language. His hook last night was, I've got these new designs and I'm going to unbox them live with you. That's the reason why somebody wants to watch you. So when you start your live, you've got to say your hook. Why should someone stay and watch you? Okay. And so when I started this live, I said, we're going to talk about how he faced his fears, how he created engagement, and how he generated sales. That was the hook of this whole live. And that's what made you stop and watch. So when we start a live, we got to start with the hook. What are you about to do? And why do I want to watch you? And then you just give it to it. He is opening the box. I'll share his video in the chat here when we get done so you can see it. They're gonna relate to you because they're gonna see you kind of fumbling through the words. Like if we saw my very first Facebook Live, we would laugh today. But you just get started. It does help if you have someone in the comments. So go ahead and invite your friends to come. Hey, I'm going live. I could really use some chatting in the comments. Could you come help me out? Right. And so really it's just about getting some momentum. And now he just said he's going to go live today. When he does that today, he's going to feel so much more knowledgeable about the process of going live. Because I think that's the hardest part. It's like, I don't know how to do this. This is unknown. This is scary. What if I mess it up? Right. But I was there to support you. Absolutely. Right. I knew how to, you have an Android, so that was a little awkward for me to use.
All right. It's okay. Team Android.
Team iPhone. So we figured out the technology. That's the hardest part. And then it's just getting him to talk. I knew if I could just get him to talk, he would be okay. And so, Tammy says, my motto in 2025 is I don't accept defeat. And now here we are, reminding me not to accept defeat, going live.
Absolutely.
It's going to change your business. And you've been fighting it for what reason? It's going to change your business. It's going to help you. I saw someone said, I have a real Southern accent. Do you know how many people love that? Do you know how many people will just watch you to hear you talk? Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of who you are. That's who you are. I was afraid for a long time to say y'all on a Facebook Live because I thought it made me look unprofessional. But that's who my customer is.
Right.
My customer is a Southern woman. And so it just was more relatable. Okay. So here's your call to action. That's parts of our live, right? What was your call to action?
Face my fears.
Yeah. But your call to action was go shop.
Yeah. Go shop.
Go shop. Our call to action is I want you to get a live on the schedule this week. Whether that's your first live ever, whether that's your first live in a long time, whether that's I haven't done a live since December, whatever the case may be, I want you to get a live on the schedule and let's face our fear. Let's face our fear, whatever is holding us back from going live and connecting with our audience. Michelle, you don't have to show your face. He could have easily just put the camera over his box and just talked about it. Just talked about the products and you could hear his voice. Your voice is very powerful connection too. So if you're worried about your face, don't worry about that. First of all, we are who we are. You even said something that was really cute. Can I tell them?
Go ahead.
He said, dang, I look fat. And I thought that's what every woman says after they go live. They're like, dang, I look fat on camera. But everybody feels that way. Even him. There's nothing fat about him. Everybody feels like they have a flaw. And I want you to be okay with your flaws. I'm not young. I'm not skinny. I'm not, all the things that you think about yourself, whatever that is. Everybody feels that way about themselves. So just be you, whether you have a Southern accent, whether you don't like, your chubby cheeks, whatever it is, people don't care. That makes you more relatable. If I was on here with, perfect hair, perfect skin, young, fit, if you wouldn't watch me, you're like, who is she? She's too perfect, right? The imperfections about us is what makes us real. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you to go for it. And if you need an accountability buddy to say, hey, Kalidas, are you ready to go live?
Yeah.
grab each other in the chat here because we've got to make progress. Our motto is thrive in 2025, and we got to start now. So we've got to go for it. And then the more he does it, the better he's going to be at it, the more comfortable. And then it's going to just be like second nature, like it is for me. Any advice you want to give to them?
Just face your fears. Believe in yourself. Believe in the vision that that God has put in you, and just continue to press forward. Don't be afraid to feel rejected or whatever emotions that you feel, and just face them and do it. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst? I love that. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I mean, you owe it to yourself. Like, just step out and do it. Get outside of your comfort zone. And I promise you, as you grow, you'll look back at these moments, just like Sarah said about her first live. And I know, like, I understand the process, but it's just, I get it. It's uneasy. It's not comforting for you, but once you do it, just do it, man. I'm relentless. I'm going to get it, period. Y'all do the same.
Shaylee says, # be like Kalidas.
Oh, wow.
We're starting a new movement. So this is your call to action.
Yeah.
To go out there, face your fear of whatever's holding you back from doing live video. We saw the numbers, 1,700 views. We saw 4 sales immediately during the live. He got 59 comments, 175 likes. Like, that's going to feed his algorithm. It's going to push his content out to new people. And that's all we need. We just need eyes on what we're selling, because we have great products, but people just don't know that they're there. And so we have to do whatever we can to push it out there. And it's all organic. It didn't cost him anything to go live for 10 minutes last night. And so we've got to do this. And I want you to get focused, and I want you to make a plan. And if you're committed to going live this week, I want you to say committed to going live in the chat, and then partner with somebody in this chat and say, hey, let's make a plan. I'm going to go live on this day. You're going to go live on this day. We're going to support each other, and we're going to get this done. And then, excuse me, let's make a plan to be consistent with it, because it will create consistent engagement. It will create consistent growth and consistent sales. And that's what we need to do. All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thanks for being a good sport this morning, babe.
Yeah, okay. You too, baby.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.